Hi there, and today we're going to have a Monday.com creative request process tutorial. So here I am in my Monday workspace. So a creative request process or a creative request form is a form that you can have for your company. So for example, if your company handles creative work or in a similar venue or in a similar projects, you can have a creative request form for your company. So that means it is like a job order or a request that a customer wants to hire your company or your staff about a creative project. So in order to do that, you can create your own form right here in Monday.com, or you can just use the templates that is available here in Monday.com, and then you can just adjust the template to your liking. So for example, we can create one by just clicking the plus button right here and then go to the template center. So from here, you can just type in creative request, and then we will have some examples right here. So you can use this template right here or this one. So this one is a popular template. It has a lot of downloads right here. As you can see, 53,000 downloads. So you can use this. You can click on it, and then this is the look of this workspace. So you have a table right here that handles all of the open requests and then all of the finished requests. So you can see it right here. Here is the creative request form, and then some other information right here about this template. And then we can go ahead and click use template, and then we'll just wait until this template is applied. So here is the creative requests template. So we have here the incoming requests, we have the in progress request, then we have the completed requests. So we also have here the request form. So you can share this to your customers if they want to request a creative project for your company. So for example, I will fill out the form right here. I'll say creative request, social media post. And then for the priority, we can choose if this is a high priority request or a medium or a low request. Then for the due dates, for example, the deadline for this project will be November 14, so we can specify it in here. And then for example, the request is like this. I need a social media post that promotes the products of my company. And then you can add relevant attachment right here. So for example, I'll click on it, and then I can choose a file right here from my file explorer. So for example, my company sells t-shirts. So this is the creative request that I will request for this company. So I'll just attach it right here, and then you can specify the type of request. And then for example, this is the social media. Then we can go ahead, click submit, and then the submission has failed. So let's retry if this works. So let's go back here. So let's see if we can delete this first. Click on submit. So I think there's a problem with attaching the files. So we can just go back. Since we have submitted a request form right here, this should be available in our main table. As you can see, we have here the request form that we have filled up earlier. So we have this, the creative request social media post. We can open it so that we can see its details. And then we can see the files, then the activity log. And then we should see some other information right here. So this is the owner. So you can specify the owner right here. The priority, this is high. The status is new since this is just in your request. Then for the due date, November 14th. Then the creative brief. So this is the description that we entered earlier. And then the type, social media, and then the assets. So if you will approve of this creative request, you can just change the status. So for example, working on it. And then you can change it to another one. Then for example, you can put it to pending review. And then you can just go ahead and then drag this creative request to in progress if you are already doing this creative request right here. And then when you're done, you can just say completed and live, and then you can drag this request, or it will automatically change the placement of this request to here to completed once you change the status to completed. And then that is it. That is how we can have a creative request process here in Monday.com. I hope you learned how to do it, and thank you for watching.